Hello students, welcome to Social Science class 10th. This is our first chapter of economics. Students, you were given the task to read this topic on the behalf of this table so you can understand what is the development goals of people, what are the other factors than income which are counted for development. So all these things are given in this para. Now we will discuss about public facilities. Students, all of you know what are public facilities, like drinkable water provided by government, roads, community centers, picnic spots, parks, community health center, hospitals, government schools. All these things, all these facilities are provided by government. Suppose you are living in a city in which you are receiving all these facilities. These facilities cannot be bought from the money that you have. You cannot buy government hospital to have special health facilities for you. You cannot construct road for you. You cannot construct a railway station for you. All these things, all these constructions and all these facilities are provided by the government. That is why money in your pocket cannot buy all goods and services that you may need to live well. As you have seen in the table, Haryana has more income than Kerala per person income, but other factors are very crucial to understand that health facilities, infant mortality rate is less, and literacy rate is high, net attendance ratio is high in Kerala. So it means not only income but other factor also matters to measure the developments. And on those other factors, Kerala is more developed than Haryana. So money cannot buy all things. Money cannot buy all things. For example, your money cannot buy a pollution-free environment or cannot ensure that you get unadulterated medicine unless you can afford to shift to a company that already has all these things. Money may not also not be able to protect you from infectious diseases. For example, you are looking around that coronavirus is spreading day by day. Your money cannot save you from these diseases. So students, it is a collective method to having facilities, collective way of having facilities, services. Just think that it will be cheaper to have collective security for the whole locality or for each house to have its own security man. So security is, for example, police is securing us. It is better to have police security other than if you are having more than 2 or 3 guards in your at your living place or your house. It is very big issue to pay salaries to those guards and to have survival after these expenditure. So collectively it is possible to have security collectively. Suppose a school in your local area where all students are of your age are studying. So schools are running well. What happens if all of your colleagues, all of your classmates refuse to study? Then only one person cannot afford to having a school. So only government can afford to pay the expenditure to construct school for one as well as for whole communities. So government facilities are required to have much and more development, because for example, girls in recent years were not able to go to schools and were not able to go to higher jobs because society were not able to secure them. Society was not able to secure them. Government was not doing any concrete steps to protect women from violence, so which leads to the less development of the girl child, even if they came from a rich family or poor family. But the number of recruitment of women in higher paid jobs or high skilled jobs were much less, because in recent years government was lagging behind in some providing some kind of facilities in education as well as in health and awareness. So let us go back to those tables. Kerala has low infant mortality rate because it has the adequate provision of basic health and education facilities. Similarly, in some states, the public distribution system functional well, health and nutritional status of. So students, the state in which public facilities are good, because in Kerala public facilities are good, then the quality of life, infant mortality rate is low, education facilities are good, health facilities are good. So it means other than income, there are some other factors which are helpful in development. Students, let us look at the table 1.5, educational achievement of rural population of Uttar Pradesh. Literacy rate for rural population 76% male, 54% female. Literacy rate of rural children in age group 10 to 15, 87. Percentage of rural children 10 to 14 attending school. So students, look at this table. All students, all children are going to school. Means because government is providing free and compulsory education for the students. That is why students are going to school of all age groups. So read this table carefully and fill the blanks. Next is, what other factors are measured for development? This is the activity in which BMI is measured. BMI, students, you need to know what is BMI. First of all, we will learn how we can calculate our BMI. BMI will be calculated as total weight of a person divided by height of a person in square. For example, weight in kilogram means your weight is 80 kilogram and your height is 1.5 meter. It's square. The ratio will be a body mass index. This ratio will tell us how your nutritional value is. Your overnutrition or your malnutrition, it will tell us according to the value. A BMI of 25 or more is overweight, or we can say overnutrition, while the healthy range is 18.5 to 24.9. If any person having BMI less than 18, it means he is malnutrition. So you can understand by this example, students. So this activity is done for you to understand the meaning of BMI. So you can see a doctor is measuring the height of a lady. It is very important to understand the importance of BMI, because at the level of nation, the development can be measured in all ways, in economic as well as in health, as well as in educational way, in a literacy rate way. So World Bank, we can say World Development Report, which tells us that income more than $12,000, that country's per capita income is $12,000, that country is having rich population, and the country which is having less than $955 per capita income, that country is considered as poor country. We are in the category of middle low income countries. So it means we are in a developing stage, not developed and not underdeveloped. But The another thing we need to understand the development. How can we measure development? Because money cannot, economic condition or money cannot buy all things. Only income status cannot tell us the condition, developmental condition of a country. For this, UNDP took the path to read out, to search the Human Development Report. In this report, in Human Development Report, which is organized by UNDP, it compares the countries based on the educational levels of the people, health status, per capita income as well. So all things are measured and data is collected, then the developmental status is given in the report. Which country is on which rank? The Human Development Report gives us the picture of all over development of a country, not only economic development. So look at this table 1.6, some data regarding India and its neighbors for 2007. Sri Lanka. Gross national income, per capita income 11,326. Life expectancy 75 years, 75.5. Means of year schooling of people age 25, 10.9. Around 11 years. For 11 years people go to school. HDI ranking in the world 76. It means having more per capita income, more life expectancy, but still it is on 76 number. It means other factors are still lagging behind than these countries. Then we can say these countries, then, or we can say 75th countries, 74th countries, the countries which are above this level or this rank, those countries having more than this, means they have per capita income is more, life expectancy is more, or only one or two factors better than Sri Lanka. Look at India. India is on 130 rank. It means in India conditions are better than these countries. So in this way, Human Development Report submitted in 2000 by the UNDP. UNDP means United Nations Development Program. As you have studied in 9th class that UNDP did the survey like the poverty, health facilities, etc. You have read in these in the 9th class economic chapter the part played by UNDP. So student, next is sustainable development. All of you have read in class 8 what is sustainable development. That development which takes place without harming the surrounding or keeping in mind the future generations facilities, future generations life. This kind of development is called sustainable development, or we can say healthy development. So student, this is easy topic. You can read this topic and understand. You will understand. Like the example is given of groundwater. Groundwater level is decreasing day by day. So we should keep a check on the withdrawing of groundwater so that we can preserve that water for future generation. So preserving of groundwater for future generation is a kind of sustainable development. So student, you can read this topic, very easy topic, and you can understand. So in this way, this was our chapter. You will read the chapter and do these questions. Up to 3 questions. Questions are very easy. For example, development of country can generally be determined by or as per its per capita and its average literacy rate, or all of the above. So you can answer all of the above. Which of the following neighboring countries has better performance in terms of human development than India? So obviously Sri Lanka, you have seen in table. So per capita income you can also calculate by this. What is the main criterion used by the World Bank in classifying different countries? So it is, answer is very easy, that they are using only income, per capita income. And what are its limitations? You can do this according to the explanation I have given in the topics, that money is not only the income, is not only the criteria to measure the development. So that is why these are limitations. For example, one person is having 10,000 salary per month and one person is having 1 lakh salary per month. So if we take the average of two persons income, then it will be 1 lakh plus 10,000 divided by 2. It means 1,10,000 divided by 2. It will be 55,000 per head. But it is not true. One is gaining 10,000 and another is gaining 1 lakh. It means this criteria is somewhere wrong. In what respect the criteria used by UNDP for measuring development different from the one used by the World Bank? So all of you have noted that UNDP taking other factors along with income, but World Bank is taking only income. Why do we use average? Are there any limitation to their use? Illustrate with your own example related to the development. Why we take average? Average income क्यों ली जाती है? इसके बारे में वर्ल्ड बैंक के बारे में आपको बताया गया है. बिकॉज एवरेज इसलिए ली जाती है ताकि हम ओवरऑल देख सकें. बिकॉज 1.3 billion we are in our country, so taking individual example is very difficult. That is why Kerala with lower per capita income has better human development ranking. You can explain on the basis of that para you have read. That was why I asked you to read that para. Find out the present source of energy that are used by the people in India, the energy resources which we are using. What could be the other possibility 50 years from now? So you can tell us about you can write about the present day energy resources. For example, solar, water energy, wind energy, fossil fuel energy. What will be the condition in future? We will use more renewable type of resources than non-renewable. Why is the issue of sustainable development for the sustainability important for the development? Because we need to conserve these resources for future generation. Explain it well in points. So in this way we have completed our chapter. Thank you.